Warning, this video contains spoilers for the FNAF movie. If you're the kind of person that give a shit, this has been your warning.
And if you're a person who hasn't seen the movie and wants to know spoilers, get the fuck off.
Yep.
And Skylar, if you're gonna complain, this has been a few months, man. Watch the movie!
Get to an hour.
Okay.
Hello, welcome to Dorkies, or welcome back to Dorkies. I'm Sean.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Cody.
And today we are talking, finally, we've been waiting to do this for a while. Also, we're in a new location because patio furniture's away. This is the best angle you can get. I'm going to actually attempt to move this back a little bit more. There we go.
There.
Okay. Yeah, so today we are talking about the FNAF movie. Finally, it is our Halloween special in December. And we're going to record another one right after this. So if the next one you see, we're wearing the same clothes, that is why. So let's start this out, shall we?
Okay, so I feel like we just... How should we start this? Should we start with the person who has the least amount of knowledge of the FNAF lore? Or the person who has the most?
Well, it's not that I have, like, a low amount of knowledge of the FNAF lore. I think that would be him.
Actually, I don't know. Cody seems like he'd be in the FNAF.
Yeah.
I did play the games, like the first few, but I stopped playing it because I really didn't have money for it.
I've just watched the Matt Pat videos. That's that's my extent. Like, I haven't read the books. I'm just like, sure, whatever you say, Matt Pat. You seem to be the leading authority on this shit because you have entirely too much time on your hands.
By the way, this is probably going to get demonetized because you're going to be swearing in the first few minutes.
I don't care. We're not eligible for monetization anyway. What are you talking about?
Monster!
Cody, we can't
I'm
legally...
just kidding.
We won't get monetized until we get to 1,000 subscribers.
Right, and that's going to take years, probably.
Two eternities later. Alright, let's start talking about like, the first few minutes.
As somebody who... like, is just a casual fan. Like, I'm sort of in the mid-range. He knows nothing. He knows
I knew a
lot. Well, okay, we all have a slightly above average knowledge, but, like, in the terms of three of us, I am the one in the middle of the knowledge of the franchise. And going in, I knew this wasn't going to be a, hey, let's throw in everything. Let's, just... It was basically like a, let's bring in new audiences, make it as simple as possible, and they actually did a very good job at that.
It just hit me with nostalgia watching the movie for the first time.
And, and we might get into this later, but the time period, might seem weird to to a lot of people. We'll talk about that briefly. So Tyler, what are your overall thoughts on the first little bit?
So, going into this, I kind of expected it to, be a franchise, so I was like, I feel like they're just going to focus on, the first game overall with what they're doing. Well, they did kind of add more from, the third game, lore, technically wise, with the spring locks being brought up. But I feel like, well, it's not, 100% accurate to the games, especially with...
It's very clearly a different continuity.
It's different continuity, which is the same with the books, by the way. So I feel like, as its own story that's FNAF-based, I'd say it's a pretty good one. Now, as if you're going into it wanting exactly what you want, the game from the games, you won't get that. It's because you'll get some cool stuff like it, but you won't get exactly the exact same story from the games.
All right, and Cody,
my opinions on it. Oh, well, it was a really good movie. It brought back nostalgia because I used to play the games when I was a lot younger. It was pretty good. Overall, I'd give it an 8 out of 10 for what they've done for it, because it was really good, but they could have done better, I feel. But it's just the first out of many movies, so they can improve upon it each movie. Plus, this is only a $20 million budget with advertising. They didn't advertise it a whole lot.
Don't forget, it was in production hell.
Oh yeah, no,
this quite a
this
while.
thing has been had at least 17 different scripts written for it. Also, I think this is the first one we've recorded where I'm wearing a Pink Floyd shirt.
Is it?
It might be. I don't know how the hell it took 4 episodes to get to that point, because this is 80% of my wardrobe is Floyd shirts, but whatever. So the time period, this movie is set in 2000.
Yeah.
It says it, it's not outright, It's not outright stated like in subtitles and like big letters at the bottom of the screen. It's just like, oh, like whatever place, Utah 2000. No, it like you see it like it's something you would only catch if you're looking at like the upper corner of the screen. And also, if you did get the chance to see this movie in theaters, you had the best experience with this movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, because me and Tyler went because you watched it through
very legal
100% legal
legal
means. Yes. But like me and Tyler went to see it like the second day it was available in theaters.
I think it was the first day in theaters, second day it was
Hang on.
No,
It
well,
was
no,
on
'cause
Peacock
it-
first.
Can I say first something? Anyways, so this movie was released on streaming, also in theaters. It made a lot of money. It made like 278 million.
It was still number one at the
Yeah,
box
yeah.
office. Like I don't think like without COVID, that's not a world where that would happen.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
COVID affected a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Like-
if this wasn't released in like streaming, I think this movie would have made like double of what it actually.
Right, like had it
Oh,
just
yeah.
been like a Peacock original or a Netflix thing or like a Hulu or Disney Plus or whatever.
Oh, Disney Plus FNAF.
Oh no,
Oh,
that would be
God,
terrible.
no.
But well, if this was like a streaming original, nobody would have seen it. Like because back in the day, streamers would just like advertise the shit out of all of their original stuff, and now they just don't. Like you'll see it pop up in like the new releases section on Netflix or wherever.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about this movie being available in theaters is that it gave fans like that communal experience, because from the tiny, theater we saw it at in, buttfuck nowhere, Pennsylvania, didn't think there would be even that as high of a concentration of fans that there were. Like, and this was,
Yeah.
like-
There's quite a
for
bit
that-
of fans
you
there, and
You remember that Mad
there's
Pat
pe-
scene?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was
that's
really
that's
popular.
The theory, though.
that, he was like, and the nice thing is that he wasn't shoehorned in. I mean, I did see a meme like a couple weeks after after me and Tyler saw the movie, where it was, I have this great end, like, what do you think happened here? Matt Pat gets out of a cop car. I might have a theory, and it's the credits song from the first Transformers movie. Like, you know what? That
would've
reading,
been cool.
funny.
that would have
is
been
cool.
a lot funnier, right? But like, he was there. He gets 3 lines. It's not like in your
they
face.
could do that for the second one. He just switches jobs.
They could do
He
that.
upgrades.
They could do that. They
Yeah.
could just say that, listen, I've been investigating this for 30 years, but I don't think he's going to take the time out of his busy schedule. He's got a lot of theories to make. He's got like 8 videos he does a week now.
Oh, it is. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't realize that.
was excited seeing it with my brother because we were both watching it together,
Mm.
and he had no idea. Like he knew who Matt Pat was because he watched his game theory, but he didn't really know.
Like
what he looked like.
in the theater, everybody was like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
It takes me to a later scene.
was
There's me.
great.
You know what scene I'm going to talk about, probably.
Oh.
So, the scene where...
Oh, yeah, or she gets bitten in half.
Yeah,
Oh,
me,
yeah.
me and this one guy both shouted, Was
that the
bite
bite of 87?
Yeah.
Like, and technically, no, it wasn't. It was the bite of
wasn't.
2000.
We had a reference.
Like, you had to.
Mark wasn't there in the
and no,
movie. We had to
and-
reference it.
And when when the movie started, like when the Universal logo popped up, somebody like way off this direction went. He like did the thing, and that got a laugh out of the
Oh,
theater.
yeah,
That was great.
honestly best theater experience I've had.
Yeah, no, like this is like the first movie that I've gone to where like there's been decent hype around it, and I don't think there was like really like there were maybe 1 or 2 parents in the entire thing, which it wasn't like a full screening. It was at 7:00 on a Saturday. It wasn't, or 7:30 on a Saturday.
Yeah, I think 7:30 is what it
Like
was.
on the second day of release, which you would think it would be significantly more packed, but half the theater was empty.
I gotta say,
Well, most people were behind us, by the way.
Right,
too, so-
right. But still, we had a significant amount of
Yeah.
space in front of us.
Yeah.
Like our eyeline was pretty unmolested. Like
Oh yeah.
I gotta say one thing. This made the game sales go up. They skyrocketed.
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
Huh.
they were
Capitalism!
They were like the number one. Like Five Nights at Freddy's, the first one, was like the number one on Xbox for a little bit. I think. I'm not exactly.
I
sure
haven't
on that.
checked the Switch and PS5 one, but I can assume they went up.
I will say this. These are the best special effects I have seen in a new release movie for at least a decade, because they're actually fucking there.
Honestly, the animatronic work, I loved it.
Yeah, no, they look
great.
exactly like the game. Like a lot of these types of movies where they adapt, I'm thinking stuff like
Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic. Well, Sonic eventually got,
More
right.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like stuff like Alvin and the Chipmunks
That was
and
awful,
the
man.
Garfield, like those types of and
making a-
Smurfs, like they'll like pointlessly redesign
To
stuff.
fit into
They're
our
making
world.
a new Garfield movie with Chris Pratt as the main voice.
Right,
actor.
but it's
awful. Yeah.
Right, but based on how he did in the Mario movie, which I just watched the other night, like
It's not gonna be the
I
bad-
couldn't even detect that it was Chris Pratt. Like I just had to keep telling myself, wait, Mario is Chris Pratt.
I could tell
Well,
the entire
at least
time.
for me, I could tell a bit at some points, like more than the rest of the cast.
Like the only person where I'm like, oh, that's very clearly a celebrity voicing this guy
I mean,
was
it's not the worst.
was Seth Rogen with Donkey Kong, and
Well,
that
he doesn't do voices. so
he
that too.
like because he can't. He just has like whatever he does. But like this movie did not, like the FNAF movie did not pointlessly redesign
any
the,
character.
any characters.
Well, actually,
they look
they did redesign one, weirdly enough.
Which one?
They weirdly designed Golden Freddy slightly different.
Oh yeah, that one.
Because
oh
for some reason they did.
well, like here's
They did a mix of his withered and his FNAF 1 design.
Yeah, I know.
okay, like okay, but here's the thing:
FNAF
how
2
do
head
you
is slightly different.
like right? But how do you like Golden Freddy?
It's
Like
just broken.
he's broken in the first game, so the designs between the two are not that dissimilar. It's just it was like in the initial, like the way they lit the initial reveal of Golden Freddy, like at the house, was like I was trying to figure out, wait, is that actually actual Freddy or is that Golden Freddy? Because it looks weird. Like it looked weird in my mind, like because I was like it was probably like they probably mislit it or didn't color him right enough.
Well, I think that was probably due to the fact they didn't want to they wanted it to be more of a surprise of who it was.
Right, but even once you know who it is, like throughout the rest of the movie, and he's not in it that much. It's like the last,
Few minutes, yeah.
He's only in like a few scenes. I
he
think.
has a I believe he shows up like 10 minutes before the ending.
He's like a
or
special
15. Yeah, like he shows up like 15
He's a
minutes
special event.
before the end of the movie, but like he's in a like collective 2 minutes worth of shots.
He's in the house.
He's
in a car.
He's in the taxi.
And then he's like after the pizza place, and it's like pretty much it.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
So
He was kind of. I feel like he was kind of wasted a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like.
But to be fair, I don't think he would have. They could have added him to it that much.
Right.
No.
I will say, if you're watching this years in the future and you didn't see the trailers for this movie, do not first of all click off and watch this because we're spoiling a lot. But click off and watch this because from a filmmaking standpoint, this is actually a fairly decent twist villain. It's one of the only good ones I've seen. But from an advertising standpoint, because everybody saw the IMDb page 6 months before the thing came out,
I didn't see it.
whatever, but you knew. Once Matthew Lillard shows up on screen, you know who it is.
I
This
didn't
is not.
see the IMDb thing, so it was
Both was Cody.
I was
Davidson.
like, this name
Oh.
sounds so familiar, and it was great. It was great.
Okay,
But
well,
I knew William Afton was gonna be in the movie. They're not.
Right.
They're
I was
not
like-
gonna. They're not gonna not use the main villain.
Yeah,
Right.
of the
yeah.
kids.
right.
Like
And
that name sounded like he was using a false name,
Like
to
Steve
begin,
Raglan.
right? And I was
Yeah,
like,
Steve Raglan.
I knew he was like someone important, but I was like, is he William?
right,
Afton?
because he's one of what? 10 characters that have more than a line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Because I think the only people with multiple lines are the ant.
Like the ant, whatever the hell Josh Hutcherson's character's name, Mike Schmidt. Why did I forget that? Like it's the easiest.
He's the
name.
main character.
Yeah, no, Mike Schmidt, obviously.
Abby.
The daughter, the aunt, Doug.
Doug, the lawyer.
The lawyer.
The lawyer.
The best character in the entire movie.
I'll be honest. I wish the aunt's death was on screen.
Oh, that would've
yeah,
been great.
but then that would have been like a second on-screen death because
That dude's gonna get charged for murder because his sister was in that entire thing.
Right, like the
But he wasn't home.
like he was
How
at
do
the
they
place.
know?
And Vanessa's in there.
Oh, maybe the
Vanessa-
cameras as well.
Right,
Vanessa, cameras.
Right.
Well, I mean, I guess with the cameras,
Are you really gonna trust a child?
Right. But the other nice thing about this movie is that you don't have it. This is not like an 80s slasher movie. There are I believe 3 deaths in the entire thing, 2 of which are off screen.
What wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
I'm going through my head real
It
quick.
wasn't bad by any means.
That one.
Wait.
That one.
Okay.
There's
Remember
four,
that scene where they just
There's
slaughtered
4.
all the people?
I think
Yeah.
the cupcake gets the most kills.
Okay, yeah, no, the cupcake does get the most kills. What's his name? Carl
Carl
or something?
Cupcake, yeah.
Carl
That's
the
his
Cupcake.
fan name, I think. I don't think
Okay.
it's been confirmed yet.
You know what? At this point,
No, you
it
know
might
what's-
as well be official because it's happened in the
You know what
FNAF series
sucks?
before.
What sucks?
What?
Carl stole the most kills, technically.
He did.
Because in the first, I think I forget what script it's in.
There is one scene in the movie where it's typical 80s slasher movie, and it's basically just to get it out of the way. It's the one where they're ransacking the restaurant. Okay, so I massively
You massively
miscalculated. Okay, so it's probably 6 or 7.
Let's see.
That
There's
entire
Like,
scene?
the
The
four from
security,
the place,
the
the security guard,
the ant,
and I guess we technically could count
Afton.
Afton.
Right. Okay.
So 7.
7. All right. Yeah. It's, I don't know why it's weird that the security guard and the ant were the 2 that stuck out of my mind. I totally forgot about that scene because
Funnily enough, did you know the security guard was supposed to be
yeah, it was supposed to be Mark.
Markiplier,
Yeah,
but he couldn't do it because
Markiplier.
of scheduling.
If he doesn't show up in the sequel, first of all, the sequel's gonna once again, it's not gonna be. It's probably going to be around the same budget, maybe $25 million.
I think
Markiplier's making his own movie. I think that's why.
Yeah.
I want to go see it. You guys want to talk about it on a podcast sometime?
Maybe.
Sure, that'd be
We'll
actually
see.
interesting.
We'll see. But the nice thing about this movie is that it's not a typical 80s slasher movie. There's one scene where you get the 80s, okay, let's kill a bunch of people. And then that's it. That's not the focal point of your entire movie. We don't have a final, the Dead Meat final girl circuit or whatever.
Final girl circuit.
Or whatever he calls it.
That's what he calls it, yeah.
Okay. It's one of those, it's one of those where it's just get it out of the way. And there's not even that brutal kills. I think there's one on-screen death the entire movie, and that's where the girl gets bitten in half. I forgot her name.
For William Afton.
Why did I think it was Matt for some reason?
Tyler, for William Afton, the secondary person who could have played him, Nicolas Cage, would have been great.
Nicholas Cage.
Other than the person who played him.
It's just the same guy from Willy's Wonderland.
But he becomes the killer.
If I was making it, I'd make him be William Afton, just connect the two.
You know what?
Who
If
would?
there's anybody else who could play
Willem
that
Dafoe.
character.
Willem Dafoe.
Yes! He just steps back into his Green Goblin.
Oh, yeah.
Or Christopher Walken. Hey, you gotta know about Remnant. Right? Christopher Walken, what a wacky fella. What a wacky fella he is. You're getting a lot of texts.
Another person who would have been great.
Notifications, I hope you realize.
Another person who would have been great.
Who?
Phil Collins. Not Phil.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
Not Phil Collins.
I can feel it
coming in the
No, not
air
Phil Collins.
tonight.
I'm trying to think of someone else. The guy who voices Optimus. That's what I was thinking of.
Peter Cullen?
Peter Cullen. That's what I was thinking.
No!
He would have been great. He just
But
uses his Optimus
No,
voice.
he
and
vo-
murdering
no.
everyone.
They use him as, like, the mask-on voice for Springtrap.
That would be great.
I always come back.
I always come.
My name is Optimus Prime. I always come back.
And then they just have explosions in the background because obviously.
No, they get the guy who did Ron Swanson to do it.
It's Nick
Oh,
Offerman.
Okay.
Like, what is your deal, Mike?
Keanu Reeves just plays William Afton. He's
What,
too
Keanu
nice.
Reeves?
No, what-
Keanu Reeves cannot play a villain.
Yeah, he's just too nice.
Like-
Keanu Reeves as Mike Schmidt.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Or, like, and you know who would be, like, a great character to, like, bring in or a great actor to just bring in as, like, some separate character?
Tom Holland.
The Rock.
Oh god.
Like, you know what? That's how you finish off the series. That's how you, like, because
Kill off the Rock.
Yeah, no, because Scott
I have to
Cawthon...
wait. I don't think you. I think in his contract you can't kill the Rock. I think.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Well,
He's
Scott...
good,
No,
so-
that's not what I'm going for. Scott Cawthon says that in the Doco interview 4 years ago, which is, about how long this version of the movie has been in production. That where there were, like, consistent story beats and whatnot in, like, the various scripts that have been written since 2019.
Wait a second. Aren't they making a second movie next year? Or is that going to be like 2025 instead?
I think they're making a second movie next year, because the movie was shot, like, in
3 months?
January and February of this year. It was shot at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Which is not, and then, getting released in late October.
They just released it.
That's
early.
actually like a very quick turnaround from,
Production hell.
well, yeah, no, it's a very quick turnaround from first day of shooting through to, and you got, your 2 months of shooting. Most movies are actually shot in like 2 months. It's like the editing and the special effects that takes years, right? But from rolling cameras first day to finishing up the edit to getting the marketing out, that, like,
Do you think
7-10 months?
Sean, do you think
That
they
was a
should-
very quick turn.
Do you think they should bring out like Matt Pat again? I don't know if he should be in the
I,
second one.
I,
Maybe
uh,
a third
I
one.
don't know if they should bring him back for the sequel because like you have other channels that are like pretty much FNAF.
Yeah, he should be like in
That
a.
should get cameo like Daco,
yeah.
Markiplier.
Well, Daco's like in like the Employee of the Month banner. That's way out of focus, but
Yeah.
That's why. I
like
didn't
he's
see it.
one of the pictures there. But like you definitely got to get Marky Moo in there at some point.
He needs to be like a recurring character to have in
What?
each movie.
What, Markiplier?
Yeah, he's like so popular. He made it what it was today.
He
right?
did.
He's one of the people I would say with that helps.
Like I'm actually gonna check
He's
how
like
many.
104 million
You
views.
two carry the podcast for a minute. I'm gonna check how
he has
many
like 104 million
views
views, anyways. But anyway,
on that original video.
He just says, "Hello, Reddit. My name is Markiplier." Or his
no,
diner dude.
No, he should like if they bring him in, they either should make him security guard that dies, like they were going to.
No, they shouldn't kill him.
Have him do phone guy voice.
That'd be great. That would legit be great.
Oh,
Hello,
you
hello.
actually do get like the catch you on the flip side line.
Yeah, that would honest to God be great.
That's FNAF.
Yeah, the thing is, I feel like him and Daco, the two that should really be like in one. If they want to throw in somebody, I think they might throw in Jacksepticeye.
Oh, that would be good too. I mean, he's played movies in the past.
Has he?
Yeah, with
117 million views on Markiplier's first Five Nights at Freddy's. 9 Jesus.
Oh God, we're old.
We're old.
I am old.
He's the oldest.
Yes, by a fair margin, but
Think about like by a year. Right?
roughly.
Anyways,
A year, a little over.
so you remember that scene where he was just like turning around? Everybody started memeing on it, saying he was like Shaggy turning around. Are you challenging me?
Yes,
That was great.
that was great. Like
It was
I came
perfect.
across an edit of that on like the one Snapchat thing, and it was like, "Are you challenging me?" Whomp! And I sent that to Tyler. Like the fact that those shots lined up so well.
I think they did that on purpose.
There's no way that they did that intentionally. I think that's just one of those cosmic coincidences.
It probably is.
Like it's gotta be. 'Cause-
I'd say the actor knows that actually
Is it meme now? Because,
He's got to know.
Yeah,
I
he
want to
probably
see. I want to see a crossover, and I've said this.
does. You said this multiple times.
I've said this multiple times, but now another 12 people get to hear it. But
I don't know. A lot of people have been watching actually.
well, yeah.
yeah.
I looked at the last couple. What's the most recent one? That's 66.
Yeah.
That's the last time I looked?
70 something.
I think it might have actually went up a bit. I think it might be
Okay.
70.
Okay, last time I looked, it was 66 views, not 66,000, not 660, 66.
And this one just drops off like
This one pops off the
No,
most.
the FNAF's gonna be in the title, so we'll get
Oh, yeah.
algorithm boosting just from that.
Yeah.
Maybe from your swearing, maybe not. But anyways. anyways.
YouTube's not focused on a small channel. They only
Yeah.
copyright claim anyway,
Right,
which actually has happened.
right.
Well, I didn't get copyright strike, guys.
But I want to see the 2002 live-action Scooby-Doo cast reunite, and I want them to investigate the FNAF pizzeria, and they come across William Afton, and Matthew Lillard still plays both Shaggy and William Afton.
Like Zoinks, dude.
Like Zoinks, man, he looks just like me.
It's my dad. He's behind the slaughter.
My uncle, like, what's the one infamous clip of the one Scooby-Doo cartoon? My dad, or my father, or my uncle, Bobby Flay, or whatever he says. Like, there's a clip of that where Fred goes, I want to introduce you to my dad, Bobby Flay, or something. That's real. That's real.
I know it's real.
It is.
You know the same person's been voicing Fred for like
Oh yeah, no,
40
like the
years.
entire time.
yeah. It's just
Isn't Fred also? They also voice Scooby Doo?
I
He
think he
also
took that up
voices-
in 05.
he also voices Megatron.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's great. He's a great voice actor. He's only 66
So
too,
I think they replaced.
No, he's
They
77.
replaced him.
gonna
As,
say.
they replaced him as Fred in Scoob.
I was thinking of someone else. Yeah, 77
Right.
years old. So he needs to probably get replaced sooner or later.
Right,
But
you
that's
know.
gonna suck.
And radio DJ Casey Kasem voiced Shaggy for a while.
Yeah.
Like Casey Kasem, host of American Top 40 for a good long while.
I think Matthew Lillard still voices Shaggy.
Yeah.
He does. He does.
Minus the Scoob, because Scoob they replaced everybody but I think Scooby Doo's voice actor.
Right, right.
Who?
Shaggy, I have one question. Are you cheating on me?
Oh my god.
I have
one
question. Why do you sound more like a stoner than normally?
Like Zoinks, man, this weed's really hitting different.
Not even for a Scooby snack?
I've been eating these Scooby snacks, man.
Row, Reggie.
Reggie, those aren't Scooby snacks.
FBI.
Those are
Yeah.
those are edibles.
Reggie, I put the weed in the Scooby snacks.
Yeah. They just have the FBI knock on their door. Reggie!
The FBI.
FBI, open up!
The FBI comes through that door right now.
What the, my sliding glass door?
Then they just bust through it like a boss. What the?
Like, I don't know what the hell they would have on me. Yeah, I watched Steven Crowder, that's it. Like,
That's why you're being arrested.
you know what? I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
You're arrested for that and for the weed Scooby Doo.
I don't do drugs. I listen to drug music, doesn't mean I do drugs. But, you know, now the time period this is set in the year 2000, which to a lot of people would be weird. It's just like, oh, why wouldn't you set it in
The
the
1980s,
80s or the 90s or current day? I think it's one of those where it's like it's recently enough. I think this is the mindset behind it. Like, first of all, the 2000s, they're starting to come back into style, which, you know, some of that I'm happy about, some of that not so much. But I think part of it is, yes, the 2000s are starting to come back into style. The other part is it's long enough ago that, you know, CRT TVs and VHS tapes and
Still mostly common.
and you know, like that's still mostly what would be used, so that you still get that aesthetic, but it's recently enough where, number one, the pizzeria is decrepit. It's clearly been shut down for decades, or you know, at least a decade and a half, and that they can say, you know, back in the 80s it was this big, you know, hot joint, right? And the nice thing is like they worked in like the power mechanic in a very weird way, but you know.
Can we just talk about for a second how like
Actually,
these robots are like they could be used for war. They could legit
No.
be used for like you just
No.
put children, you
No.
just kill children by the dozen, shove them
Oh
in these
god,
robots,
that's a Cody moment.
having literal army. Okay.
That's
oh, that was the Cody.
yeah.
That's a Cody moment. We're clipping that. We're
That-
clipping that.
That
That's
will be clipped.
that is a Cody moment. Eventually, it's a Cody moment compilation.
Am I not the only one who thinks this? It would be a great idea.
Cody.
Come on, man.
I don't know if you're doing a bit or not.
I'm
I
not
can't tell
trying.
either.
I'm not
I
trying.
think he's actually being serious.
I think
legit
I think he wants
being
this to be part of the
serious.
story. Okay.
It should be a part of this.
the great FNAF war.
Wasn't there like a script called Plushies Take Manhattan or something?
Is
there?
like Jason
I think there is.
Is it like Jason Takes Manhattan?
No, it's
No,
like
that'd
where
be good.
it's
Yeah.
like the FNAF, like because like FNAF is a franchise within FNAF,
Yeah.
like within the continuity of the games, right? So that's canon. I think the idea is that FNAF plushies would take Manhattan, and the Scott Cawthon's problem with it was plushies took Manhattan.
We're definitely gonna hit an hour for this.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, we're already halfway there.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, we're halfway there.
Oh.
Living on a prayer.
Come on, all right, let's.
That's where we get copyright claimed.
Oh, I mean, we're the ones singing it. It should be fine.
Yeah,
They don't go this far into videos anyway.
we'll be fine.
Let's talk about how they could have ruined this movie. For the police officer, they could have used Amber Heard.
That's alright. A way to tank your movie.
That's all right.
Drop.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna
No
make
money.
shit.
No
Also, okay, so remember when I was absent from school the one day, a couple months ago, like in like October or September or whenever, right? I was home from school and I just, to pass the time, because I couldn't even sit upright, so I just decided to watch Top Gear. And on Top Gear, they have this segment called A Star in the Reasonably Priced Car. And this is an episode from like 2012. The star in the reasonably priced car from one of the episodes I watched that day, because I must have watched at least 10 of them, was Amber Heard.
Oh my
Please
God.
tell me it was the worst rated episode.
I don't know. I didn't check the IMDb. I don't even remember what episode it was, but she was there, and I'm like, well, out of everything from Top Gear that's aged poorly, which some people call Top Gear's offensive humor aging poorly. I call it aging absolutely fantastically. That interview with Amber Heard is the one poorly aged moment of Top Gear.
Who would have been a
riches of cheese?
Tyler? Who would have been a horrible idea to play as William Afton? I mean, Jack Black could have done it, but it would have just been.
I feel
worst.
Jack
he
Black
would be
in
good.
that role, you wouldn't bat an eye. It's just like, I always come back. That's Whoopi Goldberg. What the
Yeah.
fuck was that?
I always come back.
I always come back, child. Or I can't do Jack Black because he's so distinct.
I
So
can't do
hard,
it.
yeah, so hard. You can't replace Jack Black.
You cannot replace Jack Black. Jack Black could run into this house in his undershorts right now, and you'd be like, "Yep, that makes
That's
sense.
Jack Black.
That makes sense."
You know,
Like-
one of the most horrifying videos I've ever watched with Jack Black.
No,
he was in a speedo.
Don't bring that video up.
It's
I know
awful.
what you're talking
It's
about. It's the
awful.
one of him dancing to wet ass pussy.
It was awful. Remember, Sean.
Ah.
Remember the pain, the suffering.
Oh my god.
All right.
The souls of the innocent.
Yes.
My eyes certainly needed bleached after seeing that, but everybody
Alright.
performs really well in the FNAF movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd say the worst is probably the child, but it's a child.
but it's a
Yeah.
child.
You can't
You're-
diss the child after two
it's
bally.
not surprising.
They don't have. They haven't had time to.
And
not enough
perfect their
experience.
acts.
And this
Yeah.
is a bit of a, like, for a slasher movie, for a PG-13,
It's more a thriller.
aimed at kind of
Teens.
aimed at,
Yeah.
younger teens, and longtime fans of this. This is like a slow movie. This is a very slow movie. I think it runs like at least an hour 50.
I think we've had this
after the movie, we both agreed that it was a pretty slow movie.
It was a slow movie, but that
It was
wasn't
well paced for me.
then
yeah.
right.
Well,
like
we said like overall it was slower than the no average horror movie.
I think the
Right.
way they paced it was actually good because it gave
Oh, we're not
us
saying
time
it
to
was
process.
bad. We're just
Yeah.
saying.
we're not saying it was bad. We're just saying it was a bit slow.
Yeah.
Like, and that's
But that's a good thing.
like, and now I do have one gripe with the visuals of this movie.
It's the
And-
cupcake.
No, it's not the cupcake. I think with the budget they had, that they actually used the CG cupcake pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay.
My gripe with the look of this movie is my gripe with the look of pretty much every movie that's come out since 2012, 2013-ish, and that it looks like, for the lack of a better term, like, turn on a fucking light. That's the problem it suffers from, and that's, not as bad in this
Well,
horror movie.
in
You
this
remember
one,
they had an
it
electric
makes a little
problem?
more sense due to the fact you're meant to be at night.
Right, a lot of it's meant to be at night in this rundown place.
Sean.
At
Right.
night.
But like during the daytime scenes,
They're a little like, dreadful.
it's weird. It's like, could
Yeah.
you, like, do you not have access to a bit of color correction? It's a dreams, like, I'm specifically talking about the dream sequences.
Oh,
Because the dream sequences, apart from some mild trippiness with the faces of the kids, because they blur out at one point. Like,
I think that's meant to make
Yeah,
like,
that's-
it's
right, because
visual.
they've been in these things for a while. Like, part of the problem, like this is the one scene where I was like, put some color correction. It won't be jarring. It's a dream sequence. You've had like 15 of these. Like, it's one of those where it's like, I call it like that 4K look. You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking
I know what you're
about?
talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, like shot for 4K televisions, and that works sometimes, only sometimes. It's one of those where it's like, because like if you look at, because movies have been purely shot on digital for a long time, probably every single movie that's come out from a major Hollywood studio, like in the last at least decade, if not 15 years, has been shot probably entirely digitally. Like, even stuff like, a movie like Superbad, which is like that teen comedy with Jonah Hill and Michael Cera.
I've never seen it.
Okay,
My brain's like on the edge if I remember
It's-
seeing it.
it's okay. Like that, if I'm not mistaken, that was shot purely digital, but it has kind of like that film look, and that you can see things, and part of that is, film needs certain exposure to actually capture things. So maybe they were still like using those lighting techniques. So I think part of the problem with, using all digital cameras is that people think, oh, you don't need to light it as much. Yes, you don't need to light it as much. You still need to turn on a light. I have an overhead light on right now. Like,
It looks fine, yeah.
yeah, no, like I was worried that we would all look like we have jaundice. But, like, because it's, a yellow tinted light, kind of. Right, but right now I even have a light turned on, but we have an excuse to look slightly shitty because we're 3 teenagers in my house
On a
May-
phone camera.
on a phone camera making a podcast that 12 people watch or listen to. Right? Like, and I don't listen to our episodes after they go up. I look at the first couple minutes to make sure everything went well, and I'm like, okay.
And then there's times when we should probably do that. Like episode, I think 2
Was
or
in
1, where we
it's
got a
like
20
in
minute
4x3.
shot of your field.
Right. And that's where you like, but that's because we knocked the phone down.
Multiple times.
Yes. So, things happened, and I think we had to pause the recording at one
Let's
point.
talk about like the music of the movie. I think it was all right, but I think they used
Nothing really stuck with me.
Yeah,
The only thing that stuck with me was obviously the end credits. For obvious reasons.
Oh, yeah.
do.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
That was good.
Is this where you wanna be? I just don't get it.
Right.
So why do you wanna stay?
Right.
Like the Living Tombstones, only part of the song.
Like,
really
and,
good
and I
music.
forgot that up until now.
It's actually really good music. I have it in my playlist now that I was re-listening.
I think
to
it's in my place for a while now.
I didn't put it in because I listened to, if you couldn't tell by the shirt, I listened to prog rock most of the time. you know, which, you know, has synths in it, but, you know, they're not the whole.
Well, actually, Sean, you did bring this up a while ago, but my main beef with the movie is the main character spends too much time sleeping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially during the job. I feel
Right.
like I want to see a little bit more of, you know, checking the
You know,
camera,
and a lot of
doing his job.
And a lot of critics were like, "Oh, you know, we want to see more of that." Do you want just like 10-minute swaths of the movie, or do you want like a 10-minute swath of the movie where it's basically just watching somebody play the game?
Well,
Watch Markiplier's video.
Well, the only thing is, I wanted like a little less dreams and a little more of that. Like,
Right.
Yeah, I
still
understand.
have the dreams.
Right.
Just
You know,
Just
give him a little
less.
more time
And this
before
is-
he does it.
and this is the like only movie I think I've ever seen where I don't have an issue with the dream thing, with like a dream sequence, like because they don't grind the movie to a halt. If anything, they drive the plot forward, which, you know, some people would say, you know, is something this movie desperately needs at certain points. I don't necessarily think so. Yeah, there's moments where it stops and I'm like, okay, this could have gone a little faster, but for the most part, it's fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Just
it
saying.
really is a good movie. But
If you're a fan of the series, you probably want to see a little bit of like
Yeah,
the game
you-
play. Into
you want
the
to see
movie.
some like, what in the fuck?
What the fuck?
Like,
Yeah.
you know, and
Help!
you do get a little bit of that, but not a whole lot.
Shiver me timbers.
Like, you get enough where it's like a tip off to fans, right? Like I think, because this is like the key with a lot of video game adaptation movies, is that it's to bring in sort of new audiences. Like
bring in a new audience.
Like, if this is the first piece of Five Nights at Freddy's media you consume, this is not a bad introduction.
oh, it really is.
This is not the best possible introduction, but this is like a fairly decent introduction.
I'd say it's a better introduction than FNAF 3.
Oh
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
FNAF 3 really is not an introduction.
FNAF 3, like, and I haven't played any of the games, I just watched the lore videos, but, you know, you gotta show footage of the games. FNAF 3 weirdly suffers from,
Lack of things that can kill you.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
yeah.
piss filter.
That too.
Right, it just suffers from piss filter.
But the only thing that can really kill you is Springtrap, though.
Right.
Which I feel like it could be a problem in itself.
I feel like Five Nights at Freddy's was like revolutionary
Mhm.
for like the horror game.
For indie
feel,
games,
like
too, I think.
newer games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
really
it was-
revolutionary.
It was that, and like a couple years beforehand with whatever Slenderman game it was.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That like made indie horror like
Like
the
the
thing
thing.
that it is. You know, and then like FNAF is actually technically classified as mascot horror now, which whatever. Like I'm actually fairly interested to see where Poppy Playtime goes.
Probably playtime. Where would that go?
Like I'm interested to see where that goes.
I'm willing to bet it goes under mascot horror as well.
Right.
Just due
No,
to the fact
no. Like I'm interested to see where that story goes.
I've seen merch already of that thing.
If there's any kids who watch this, they're gonna have no idea for like they'll have an idea of like Slenderman and stuff like that. But,
Well, they
well,
might.
they might feel like we're
Well, some
old.
people might not have an idea
Yeah.
of Slenderman. That's how long ago it was.
Really?
Honestly.
Yeah, no, because
I think
we're
most
what
people know
on the
Slenderman.
brink. What's to date the
It's the 10th.
the 10th?
Yeah.
Oh wow,
We-
great.
We are what 21 days, 3 weeks away from 2024. You know, 3
Oh,
weeks away.
I'm gonna feel old. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
know,
3
I
weeks
already
away from, you know, certain things turning 20 years old.
And 6 months away from graduating.
Thank fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Whoa. No high fives?
Oh.
Hey.
Come on, boy. You can
Hey.
Come on.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay taxes.
Right.
Taxation- I'm kidding.
Taxation is theft.
Absolutely.
We're going to derail this briefly. Taxation is theft. The federal government is not subject to any of your income, especially if it's made illegally. That's some bullshit right there.
Oh my god, FBI! Ah! Ah!
There's a reason why we left Britain. And
Yes.
It's because of taxes.
Yes.
And now we
And
have to
then
pay taxes.
and then Alexander
so-
Hamilton decided, hey, I know we left Britain because of taxes. We need taxes. Fuck you.
Oh, first he's part of that musical that's overrated because everyone keeps talking about it.
Honestly, they
Now this.
They could have made like corporations and stuff like that to get the money that they needed, but they decided just to
They
tax people.
they
instead.
decided not to. There's a whole. That's a whole other discussion
yeah,
for a
that
whole
should
other
be-
day.
A different
Yeah.
podcast episode.
Yeah.
Or the
We'll just
somewhere.
talk
Right.
all
So
that.
yeah, and so Matthew Lillard's performance is very good. Like
I think it's
this.
the best of the whole cast.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
the Springtrap costume is very good. They should not have revealed it in the trailer.
Oh, we did? I didn't watch all the trailers.
Yeah, no, they revealed it in like the first trailer, dude.
I gotta say,
didn't
that would be
fully watch it.
horrifying in real life. To, like, just
Right?
In real
wait for
life.
He's a 7-foot abomination.
Oh no, Cody. In real life, you'd be the purple Springtrap.
Of course I would.
He would.
And the
You
purple
are
guy.
a psycho.
I would murder practically everyone. There would be no
Right.
one alive.
Right, so
The thing is, who would be Henry?
I don't know.
Out of the two of us, who would be Henry?
Hmm.
Because Afton and Henry were friends. So which one
Tyler,
was Henry?
I feel like you would be Henry, Tyler.
Wait, so you killed my daughter?
Of course I
No,
would.
no, but like who would play Henry in a later installment?
Oh, that's right. They didn't even mention Henry.
If it's like a
Tim
flashback
Allen.
or
No,
something.
I'm just kidding. Tim Allen would be
Allen is
perfect.
Henry?
Nah.
Nah, I
I
wouldn't.
think he's a
be.
little too old.
He
now.
can't sell smart. Yeah, no, because he's almost 70.
Oh,
Yeah.
Who would? I gotta say,
Henry.
Jack Black. No, just kidding.
No.
Because Henry has to be someone who's calm. Hang on.
Keanu Reeves?
Can I real quick?
Would Keanu Reeves?
Because
work?
Henry does have a voice actor actually, so
Oh wait, who would?
Let me turn on my Wi-Fi. Give me a minute.
yeah. Because Henry does have a voice actor who voices him in, I think it's FNAF 6.
Actually, no, you're not getting my phone. You're not looking at my very sus search history.
Why do you
Okay,
not
then.
use incognito mode, man? At least it's better than. Kidding. I would never use Chrome.
Why do we not have that? It's on this podcast.
Honestly.
Okay, look up-
Voice actor.
What the voice is Henry in episode?
Dave Steele.
Really?
Yeah, so now I'm gonna look up
Yeah, Dave, look up Dave Steele. Because he
Dave
does
Steele,
have a
his
VA.
age.
He was like, and as for one of you, the darkest pit of hell is open. So don't
Look at
keep
the
the devil
images.
waiting, friend.
Not that
And
old.
my employee,
He would be alright.
I think he could do Henry.
I think he could.
Not the
do it.
worst person to probably do Henry.
That wouldn't be bad.
Truly wouldn't. How old is he, anyways?
We're gonna find that out.
I mean, he can't be over like 55, something.
He doesn't look that old.
Oh, that's a construct. Dave Steele, not Steelage. Age. 63.
Oh, he's actually. That's another person.
That's a different guy.
Yeah.
Huh.
You should put voice actor.
Yes.
It's got an MBDB. He probably has it.
Yeah. Imd. Imdb. Okay. Yeah. So this is the guy. I'm trying to find him. Huh.
Hard to find, yeah.
Not much.
Not much on the guy.
Hmm.
Does it say his age list?
Nope.
Wow.
Maybe, probably mid 40s if that picture I showed y'all was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say.
Let's hope it was.
That's a great hope it was. Some people you can't find pictures of Scott's voice actors.
Right.
Because I remember I was watching a video about, like, this is old custom night, so it's slightly different, but it was, like, all the voices in the VAs.
Who would you want
For, like,
to play?
I think it's Rockstar Bonnie and a few others.
Tyler, who would you want to play as him? Because, like,
As Henry.
In
As
one
Henry,
of
yes.
these movies?
yeah, in one of these movies.
Let's see, I think,
Top pick.
honestly... I gotta think. Honestly, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan
actually
Reynolds?
good.
Let's do it, Ryan Reynolds.
Nah.
Honestly, I don't think you would have the time. to
No,
carry
I'm
on.
trying to think, like, what actor can, like, sell smart and is also in the same age bracket
But also,
and would do this?
but also a grieving dad. You have to have. You have to have
Honestly,
that.
I would
Right.
say like Keanu Reeves, but I don't think he would be that type because he's
You
not.
know
No.
what?
Keanu Reeves would go John Wick mode. We can't have.
I think you could do Keanu Reeves as Henry.
I'm sure if he asked, well, the creator asked nice enough, he would
Right.
play.
Oh yeah, I definitely think that.
Right. You know, do I think he would sign on for a multi-movie contract? No,
Probably
he
not.
got burned badly enough with The Matrix 20 years ago to do that. Like, that's why he's not in the MCU. He's been approached multiple times, just like, hey, do you want to play a character in the MCU?
Yeah,
and he's like, I don't sign on to something before I read the script. So
Yeah, keep in mind, he has been asked to do more Marvel movies. He accepted the SpongeBob movie.
yes, you know,
Yeah, man.
like, because he's in it for what, 2 minutes?
I don't know.
I haven't even seen it.
I've only seen.
I've seen the memes.
I've only seen
2004 one, man, but
the
he's
song
not.
where the secret to the formula is you.
Okay. I, again, haven't
That's
seen
the
anything
song.
from that movie apart from the memes.
I always sing that song, so.
They're great. Great voice actor, great person as well. Someone broke into his house, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
What?
they stole his
It was
gun.
horrible. Yeah,
They only stole a gun, I think.
Okay.
he deserves so much better than that.
He truly does.
All right,
Yeah.
let's get back to the.
This is the darkest
to
timeline.
Yeah, so, like, overall, this movie is really good. I just have 1 or 2 gripes with it, but nothing, you know, that prevented my enjoyment of the movie whilst watching it. There was no annoying characters. I will say, there's a bit of the generic plot, like, hey, I might,
plot.
yeah, there's,
Yeah.
like, where it's like the aunt's trying to get custody of the kid, and I'm like, okay, what, like, this, yes, this gives urgency to him
they
having
were-
a job.
They were placed.
On the bright side, they didn't focus too much on it, which is
Right,
what I
like,
feared.
there's like 10 minutes done on it.
What would you expect from like a first movie? They're playing it a little safe, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's overall
like,
good.
overall,
Take the Sonic movie. They played it safe.
yeah, and then
Go for
Sonic
it.
2
And
is
Sonic
where you
2,
start interested.
Where you start adding the
introducing-
better stuff. Like you
I don't-
feed the fans.
I don't
the
think they're
second
gonna do a Sonic 3 because Jim Carrey was just
one.
like
They already
Sonic.
confirmed Sonic 3.
Oh,
There's already been
Well,
a
then
trailer for Shadow, I think.
then I doubt Jim Carrey's gonna be involved with it because he's just like, yeah, Sonic 2 is the last movie I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think
Wait,
they're
so he
bringing him
quit?
back.
I think he's retiring.
Oh, he's
Yeah, he's
retired.
out. He's retiring.
Yeah.
Bring him back.
Which, you know what? He is the best part of the first movie.
Oh yeah.
Because the first movie is mostly just that movie Hop.
Oh yeah, I know. what you're
Right
you
down
know-
to the
you
fact that you
know
have
what's-
James Marsden.
Yeah, it's the same actor who plays both the humans
Right.
is in a road trip movie. With
Yeah.
a creature.
Honestly, that
It's
rabbit would have been
CGI.
dead by that point. So honestly,
Rabbit
it
should have been
could
killed.
be.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you should have been sent to Afghanistan.
What?
Absolutely, let's write a fanfic about it, man.
No! We're not writing.
Genuinely write a
bunny from
1,000
Hop.
words.
We're not writing a fan fiction about the movie Hop.
I will legitimately write a 1,000-word thing on it, just to start it off for the first.
Bunny from Hop goes to Afghanistan.
It all began
That's an improv prompt for
on Easter.
yeah.
The Easter
And then
impromptu.
they
The
sent
Bunny
him
from
to
Hop
the-
goes to Afghanistan.
The Easter improv. Like that. That's our Easter special.
The Bunny goes to Afghanistan.
Like we all write that over the course of the next several months.
Can we just all talk about how William Afton traumatized his son after he murdered his other son? Like he
No,
was
traumatized.
He didn't kill his other son.
No.
he killed but the
Cody.
machine.
The other son took the youngest son and shoved him, threw him into the Fredbear's mouth, and it went.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
awful.
game lore. Okay, that took
Yeah.
me a second. Yeah.
That clap actually kind of hurt my hands.
Great job.
That doesn't hurt.
Cody, yeah, keep in mind my wrist.
Oh, that's right.
Right. Yeah. Well, hopefully it's back in shape soon, buddy.
Oh, it's
You got to start getting your practice in.
it's best that we'll probably get. Like, it's not gonna be like the same.
Yeah.
Wrist
Well, that
replacement. I don't even know if those exist.
Probably
You know
Cut
what?
off
If
your
they don't
arm,
exist, they will
replace
soon.
it.
the Anakin Skywalker special.
The Skywalker special. Yeah, like
Well done.
right. So overall, do I recommend this movie? Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I recommend
if
it.
you're interested in FNAF, but you don't want to play first of all, play the first game. It's
Oh, yeah,
what,
right.
like $5?
You
Oh,
could,
yeah.
if you also don't want to pay for it, you could just get a demo. It's almost like free.
Right.
You only,
you
I think
know.
you only get to night 3 or 2. So
Right. But if you play 5 nights at Freddy's and only do 5 nights, it's 45 minutes. If you do the 6th night and the custom night and you don't die, you're looking at an hour.
Yeah,
Like-
it's a fun time.
Like, it's an hour. Or if you feel like, you want your FNAF content to be story-driven and not told to you by MatPat, this is actually fairly good.
Yeah.
But, right, like, everybody kind of went crazy when Afton said, I always
come back.
Yeah, no, everybody kind of went crazy when he said, I always come back in the theater, unless I'm misremembering that.
So-
Oh no, you're not
There was also
remembering it.
letters
People
at the
were-
end that said "Come
people were
find me."
popping-
That could
Right.
also have been Afton.
Right. No, I think it's the
Wait,
puppet.
guys.
Oh yeah, probably the puppet.
They didn't go all the way into the Afton family lore. What if there actually is a Michael Afton?
That would actually
Holy
be
shit.
great.
They're gonna do what they did in such a location.
Okay, who are we
Michael
gonna have play Michael Afton?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
No,
actually.
no, I think because how old is Matthew Lillard? Is he in his 50s?
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah,
That's like
Afton. The Afton guy.
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah,
in his
I know who you're
I
talking about.
don't know how old he is.
50s.
I think he is like 50.
I mean,
Might
Tom
be.
Holland could probably be his son then.
Well, no, because like I don't know why. It's just I'm tired of seeing Tom Holland in things.
I know. I was doing a joke with the Tom Holland bit, but
Right?
actually,
It's like having Chris Pratt play him. Like that's not gonna work.
I don't know.
No, you know who could play Henry?
Who?
And this is completely unironic. This is not just because I like the character of Ron Swanson. I'm saying Nick Offerman.
Who's that?
Because he could,
Cody, do you know
Parks and Recreation.
the
Yeah.
guy who's like, it was me, I broke it.
It was me. I broke it.
I think I do. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that guy.
I burned my finger, so I punched it. Or whatever he says.
That's what he says, I think. I think he says it hurt him, so he punched it. And he's
So-
like, it'll be out to his throat.
Leslie, I know you didn't break it. I broke it.
Okay, so
that's
that guy is...
No,
What?
You know what? If anybody can pull off like the role that like Henry needs,
Yeah.
it's Nick Offerman.
Yeah, I can see it.
Would he do it? Probably not, but
Is he still acting?
he's still acting.
Like, I haven't seen him in much recently.
Well, yeah, because his flagship character's been off television screens for the better part of a decade.
You know who would be an awful character to play? Like
Or an awful actor.
yeah, not the
Yeah,
children, but the not William Afton, but the other dude, the
Henry?
I can't remember. Yeah, Henry. Bill Nye. It would be awful.
Bill Nye is Henry! Honestly, of how he's been recently, I think he should probably stay off the acting.
Safety glasses off, motherfuckers. Yeah, Bill Nye. What
I
a
don't-
great children's entertainer, and then he just
He
went
fell
off the
deep end.
fucking rails.
Yeah, man.
He really did.
Yeah, really.
So, you know what? We got, the better part of an hour out of this. We've got 3 minutes to go on this first episode. I think we might as well just call it here.
No, I want to think of one actor who can do Michael Afton real quick.
Michael Afton.
Who could play Matthew Lillard's son?
Well, given Hollywood being woke in general, how about we go with a transgender? I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding.
I hope you realize both of us are giving you a damn stare right now.
I know.
Let's see.
Who's like, mid-30s where it would make sense?
Mid-30s. You know what? What was his
Jake
name?
Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah, that would be.
You know what I was thinking, actually?
What?
No, I don't think it makes sense anymore. What was his name? Cody, who's the guy who does Poe Dameron?
Poe Dameron?
No!
I don't know.
That would be a shit fit.
Yeah, it's the only the guy I can think of right now. I can't really think of many guy actors. That's a thing.
How about
Yeah.
they go with that Grant Gustin guy who played the Flash? He really
Grant-
gave it his all
Actually,
for the Flash.
maybe. Yeah, I don't think he did
Definitely
that
not Ezra Miller. That
Oh,
dude's
no.
career is fucked.
He gave it all, even though it was a crap script and everything like that. So he would really give it his all for the movie.
I think that could work.
Yeah.
Cody doesn't, I mean, not Cody. Sean doesn't watch DC, so he wouldn't know, probably.
I don't. Okay, but
You don't.
definitely not Ezra Miller because
No, Rob Brandon.
that's
Oh,
a surefire way to make your movie tank.
Exactly.
Um,
Especially with
But yeah, that has been episode 4 of Dorkies. That has been the Halloween special in December.
Yeah.
At
right.
night.
No,
I know. I want to do that joke.
in the middle of the afternoon. But that's been the FNAF movie review. I recommend it. Good
I think-
7.5, 8 out of 10.
Let's go 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think we don't agree on that
7.5.
one.
All right, so that's a nice average. So with that, this has been episode 4 of Dorkies. I'm Sean,
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Cody.
and we will see you in the next episode.